Mike, just give everyone a taste of like the most ridiculous thing you've seen on our deck. Middle of the night.
Niall from One Direction slapped Blue up 8 times in a row a few weeks ago.
Blue
just kept yelling. Blue just kept yelling harder, harder, and he actually kept hitting him harder and harder.
Blue, what was going on through your head? Do you initiate that?
He has no idea.
I really couldn't feel it, so
yeah,
that's it.
And he definitely doesn't know what was going on in his head. But that's what Blue.
I wasn't really thinking. There was no thought process.
Also,
no shit.
The guy Niall, fucking what a dandy of a guy. Number one, number two. Wow, the guy loves the chug bud. Like flipped out over the chug bud.
I think he wants to go on vacation, right?
Yeah, and he's like, by the end of the night, he's like,
he wants to go on vacation.
I gotta take you boys to Ireland. Like him and he's buddies with Mully, like that's his dog.
Yeah.
And we fucking are super tight with Mully.
I need to, just since we're on the topic, I just want to briefly walk through my Nile experience because I too have a Nile experience.
You have to.
I think it's almost
for those at home. Blue, like you guys might think it's. I mean, obviously you guys are all Steves if you're listening at this early in this process, but Kilmer has like. He has a wide music taste, but the majority of his music taste like sits comfortably in like the 12 to 15-year-old girl.
That's a piece of it.
Yeah, like the guy loves boy bands. You love rock too. You love shit that older men will like too. It's not just that. I'm saying the shit you really get your rocks off is like the new pop fucking flips out for the Jonas Brothers. Like when the Jonas Brothers project dropped, like I got in the car the next day and he like the first thing he told me was like
how he was record?
How he was like how if I had weighed in on it yet, which I think you already knew the answer. And two, I definitely
it was out for 12 hours.
But you were disappointed.
Yeah.
And I could feel your genuine disappointment. And I was thinking, I was like, this guy really fucking loves the Jonas Brothers. Like you were let down. Like I was in the car with a fan who was genuinely let down. It's not even
that I was a lifelong fan. I kind of like fell out of that because I didn't really grow up with it.
When they went on a fucking 10-year, 15-year hiatus, I hope you lost a little.
I'm just saying when I was younger, that wasn't my shit. But like the hype though, there was so much
Steel
hype
Panther.
There was so much hype behind the Jonas Brothers
Steel
album.
Panther guy.
Insane hype behind it.
Yeah.
Listen to it through. First listens, not that crazy about it.
Yeah.
But this save that for another day.
Is it growing on you?
Not really. A little bit.
That's a big red flag.
I hold the higher standard.
All right. So, anyways, my point bringing that up is, fucking biggest One Direction male I've ever been around, ever.
You might be
in the mix.
30-year-old guy fan.
Yeah, you have to be. You have
Easily.
to be. Yeah.
So just to give a brief history, 2010, the setting's New York City. I just moved there, and I'm sitting on the toilet. Instagram was just invented. I'm on the fucking Explore page. I'm seeing all these fucking One Direction this, One Direction that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Long story short, they had not broken America yet. And I was probably the first person in America to see their first song.
You get your rocks off to like finding new boy bands.
2010. That was 2010. Mm-hmm. I was already a fan. Probably the first American fan. And then fast forward 8 years. Mm-hmm. I'm in West Hollywood having brunch with my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And I get a text from Mully. Mully texts all of us and he's like, hey boys, I'm with Niall. We're at a beer garden. Who wants to come through? Before he could even fucking
stood in the boys.
Before Mully could hit the fucking send button, I was already out the door to meet him.
Yeah, of course. I remember, I don't know where the fuck I was. I was in LA, but I wasn't going to go or something. And I was like, oh wow, Kilmer's going to fucking flip out.
Now, just so everyone knows, when I go to brunch, I fucking get shithoused.
Yeah.
I like, all you can drink rosé. I'm going in.
What are you doing? Like some
white girl rosé?
You're on the lightweight side in my eyes, but what are you, how many many champagnes glasses are we talking?
My girl and I are a bottle each in of rosé.
Okay.
So that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. For me,
it is a lot.
Yeah. So on the way over there, I'm a little out of it. I briefly remember sitting down. Niall is not by himself, but he's with his then girlfriend, Haley Steinfeld. Mm-hmm.
Who you're probably also a huge fan of.
She's
big fan too.
She's a huge actress. She's a huge
hot,
musician.
Right?
She's she was in like those fucking what are those acapella movies? I forget.
Acapella? Fuck you talking about? Acapella is vocals only.
No, I know.
A musical?
A musical?
No, it's like I can't think of it. It doesn't matter. They made 3 of them. It was like a huge thing. Doesn't matter. She's a huge movie star.
It doesn't ring a bell for me, but
so I get there. I'm just fucking so starstruck. I'm like, fucking Niall from One Direction, fucking Haley Steinfeld, and then me.
And you're just sitting there at what, like
and the funniest part
where
is
were
that
you?
we were at some beer garden in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
So it legitimately felt like I was on a double date with Niall from One Direction, and I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck what am I doing?
How'd I land here?
So long story short, I took like a sip of one beer and then I woke up 7 hours later.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I remember specifically asking you because I was like, I can't wait to hear about this.
This is no bullshit.
And Kilmer, you had no idea.
No,
you're like, I don't know how it went,
dude. No bullshit. I fucking took a sip of a beer. I woke up 6 hours later.
Maybe Niall from One Direction roofied you.
I don't know what happened, man. But I'm horrified to see him again. I think when he was at the house, I may have just subconsciously stayed in my bedroom so I didn't have to face him.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're around. I don't think you have I don't think you have the willpower for that. I think you would. I think you would have drank some red wine in there until you sacked up enough to come out and challenge him to a beer pong game or something.
Yeah,
he's the fucking man. Like I don't even. I think I remember. No, I didn't talk to him about it. Mully told me. He's like, whew. It's like Kilmer and his girl were fucking blasted. I don't think they thought anything more of it.
That's coming from Mully
Right.
too.
And they're all
Mully's always
like
fucking
raging,
rocks.
like they drink their.
no,
fucking
Niall
ass.
was a sweetheart though. I was wearing the comeback season hoodie, and he was like asking me about it. Lord knows what the fuck I said. I don't even remember.
It's my butt. It's it's just me and my buddies making hoodies.
I'm like, no, I wasn't even stringing sentences together. I was
man.
like me and my friends, the garage, manufacturing, shipping,
garage
stamps.
sale. Crazy. So, anyways, yeah, that literally, I want to say, last time he was here, he invited. I had this thought because he was like, we should go somewhere, and talked about the boys in the house, and I literally would say, you have to come on that. Like, there's no way. Like, I wouldn't feel like a good friend if I didn't like try to bully that I brought two and it'd be you, because I'm gonna probably bring Blue.
What are we doing? Oh,
No, I'm saying if it ever happened, it's just
Gotcha.
something, we're fucking shit house. He's 10 chug buds in. He's like, you guys got to come to fucking Ireland. I'm not going to do his accent because
I got to tell you, Ireland is a blast. I've only
We
been
should
once.
just go to Ireland regardless.
Yeah, I mean, but you go with fucking Niall from One Direction. That's probably Ireland on fucking steroids.
He's
have
the
a
best.
girlfriend for that
He's
one,
their
Steve.
prince. He's their prince. He's the prince of
yeah,
Ireland.
yeah. Like, I can't even. You can't do Ireland any better unless you're with fucking Conor McGregor or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
That'd be tight.
That's why that's something like. I think us talking about it is just an effort of manifesting that, because I really hope that happens. Can you pass me, Jay?
I just want to. I'm getting so fucking antsy that we haven't gotten to this yet. I haven't showed anyone this yet, but there's on that computer there. I put a clip from tour that I would love to fucking play.
Yeah, I think this
I would
is something
fucking
we
love
should do. We should do. This should be part of our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this idea like stories and spell tour in it.
Yeah.
So like stories with a U. But this is kind of how we can get that off. These also just tie right into our touring's boring shit,
Before, this is another thing I've been thinking of.
Fuck you guys laughing at. This guy got.
Blue's just mumbling shit in the
This-
background.
Yeah, Blue, we're gonna have Blue murmuring in the back the entire time.
I got cut off. Kilmer fucking so antsy for this fucking clip over here.
I need the clip.
You gotta show it now, Steve.
No, right before the clip, because I saw I just seeing Foley and it reminded me of when we were at the Canadian border.
Which time?
The world needs to know about the Canadian
Oh
border.
my god! Yeah. Our joint venture.
Since the dawn of time, we have had trouble at the Canadian border.
Oh,
if
man.
we do in fact get across, it's a 5-hour venture.
And it's an emotional roller coaster.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
It's a train
This-
wreck.
It's a 50-50. Seriously, every time it's a roll.
This-
It
of
actually
dice.
feels worse.
Yeah.
It feels like you got like an 18.5% chance to get in. Like it feels like
Not
some
even.
shit like there's like you're like pleasantly surprised when you get in. Even
Yeah.
if you waited for 6 hours,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, thank you.
I can't believe it. Every
I
time
mean-
they go through our entire tour bus, they find
Because it
something.
smells like straight weed. Because we just Foley wants to clean the bus, and he wants to do cleanup 2 hours before. We spray down the bus, then all of a sudden we get there and it smells like weed. I mean,
Yeah, but they also
Boy, what do
they always find something. They find like a little. They find something or an edible
Yeah.
or like.
And Lord knows we were hiding stuff on there anyways that they didn't find.
Fucking blue.
I didn't know that was
Fucking blue.
We're gonna leave that
I get
off,
charged
yeah.
for blue shit.
Dude, I had gummies on there.
All I remember is that we were in there for like an hour, and I sit there and I turn over, Foley's sitting next to me, and he's fucking giggling his face off, and I'm like,
Mind you, I flew. I big league the border. I flew because I have so much trouble.
you weren't even there. So all of the fucking idiots that were left, which is us, we're sitting there.
I'm just not rich enough to fly you guys all there. Sorry.
Foley's giggling his face off. I'm like, dude, what's so funny? And he's like, I'm on acid right now. And Blue, weren't you on acid too?
I was. And
This is what happens when I leave my
dude, fucking Fader was next to me, like almost crying in tears, saying he's going to jail. He's like, Blue, fucking idiot.
Fader is such a little
I'm like,
vagina.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail.
No, Fader is the fucking man.
He made me nervous.
Fader is like the best guy on the planet.
Yes, we need him.
God damn, he's such a bitch.
We need him. We need that though.
About this
you,
kind of
Fader.
shit. He's such a worrier. Because it's coming from a real place. Like,
Yeah.
He just wants to make sure we get to the show. He's the fucking tour manager in a set.
Yes.
He is.
He
Yeah.
is.
So
We love him.
he's doing his job, but like it carries over into his life.
Right.
And he's just like always worried.
Yeah.
Like he's not really calm until he's like at his destination and everything's square.
Fader was making me super paranoid.
But wait, hold on. We didn't even get to the best part of the Canadian border. The best part of the Canadian border is that they bring out the fucking canine unit. And, you know, I like dogs. German Shepherd, pretty sweet. He has all of us sit like far apart from each other. The dog comes up behind us, sniffs all of us one at a time. Dog comes up to me, sniffs me, takes a seat. Walks up to Foley, sniffs him, takes a seat. And then before we know it, the French Canadian officers are asking myself and Foley to go to the back of the offices with them.
Just from sniffing you guys?
They're like, the dogs have detected narcotics on you. You two have to come with. Now, Foley, I get it. I get why you would be flagged for narcotics. I probably was flagged for
I plead the
narcotics
fifth.
because I came within a fucking 10-foot radius
Yeah,
of
because
you.
you're in the general vicinity of the guy.
You're like Pigpen from the Peanuts game, but you just have drugs floating around you.
It really is.
I plead the fifth. Probably can't talk about this.
So Foley, what was your experience like in the back of the border office?
Oh man.
I can tell you about my experience.
Well, so I was in a great headspace.
Just walk me through what happened, because I would love. I didn't really ask you
You're
about it.
sitting right next to me.
I imagine that we had the same experience.
Foley wants to be on the podcast, but doesn't want to talk on the podcast.
This
I
is
don't want to talk about this.
this is the hard thing to talk about. It's
Why? Why?
not for me. I don't give a shit. I thought it was the funniest thing in the entire
Why is it
world.
hard for you to talk about?
I mean,
There's nothing.
because they're probably going to pull this
There's
up.
nothing
No, they're
leak-
seriously probably going to pull this up the next time I got to try to go to Canada.
What are you going to say?
Admitting that I did it, you know what I mean? That's
You were taking the rap for other people.
yeah.
Admitting that you
Listen,
did, admitting
I
that
did, okay.
admitting that you did what? And the Canadian border does not give a fuck about you or me enough to even.
They got me on a list. Now I literally have to do like extra.
So you think they're gonna dive into maybe potentially minute 18 on episode 5 of Mike Studd's podcast?
Maybe. I've seen some crazy shit at the border.
Citing Mike Studd's, not
so
even
let's
Mike
talk
Studd,
about it.
just the fucking.
If
How could they even
no, it's
find
fine.
it?
I'll
fine.
I'll be
Stop
the
being a
bigger
pussy,
man. I'm not
Foley.
ashamed. I'll talk about it.
I'm totally
They got
fine
you
talking
guys
about
naked.
it. They're just guaranteed they're going to pull it up.
I'll do it. I don't care.
This guy's a vagina.
All I know is that they asked for Foley first. I don't know where he goes. They just bring him somewhere. I'm in a fucking holding cell that's fucking 8x8, no windows, all tile. And they had me take my shoes off. So I'm sitting in this fucking room. The echo in there's hilarious. So I think I'm singing Smash Mouth, the song All Star.
Were you really?
Because I could. The reverb in the room is so funny. They finally come and get me. I'm fucking walking through the halls barefoot. They bring me into another room that's a little bit bigger. And these two French Canadian officers, they barely speak English. They're talking in the fucking creepiest Pepe Le Pew French motherfucking accents. And they're like, listen, this is going to be just as awkward for you as it is for us, or for us as it is for you. And I'm like, all right, I think I see where this is going. So first they're like, okay, we're going to ask you to take off some articles of clothing, and then you're going to hand them to us. And, you know,
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
so these guys are like, all right, take your shirt off. I'm like, all right, easy. Hand it to them. They feel it around. They're like, okay, take your jeans off. I'm like, oh boy. Take my jeans off. They start feeling around. And then they're like, okay, take your underwear off. Hand it over. And mind you, this is tour. I haven't showered in like 4 days at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, skid marks. It smelled like shit.
I can only imagine.
And they're running through it. They're running their hands through it.
I can really only imagine.
That was the most gratifying part of all of it, is they had to feel my shit stained underwear to find drugs. So I'm sitting there fucking cupping.
Man, I shower every day on tour.
I'm sitting there just cupping. I'm cupping my balls, and I'm just completely naked. And they're like, all right, go stand in the corner and face us. Oh boy. And I'll never forget this. This is where I was already like about to crack, but this is where I cracked. Is when, in a French accent, in a straight face, the guy looked me right in the eyes, and he said, "Okay, now lift up your sack." So at that point, I start fucking dying, and I apologize. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm trying to take this seriously. It's just like,
Imagine if you had like a bunch of acid under your sack.
The sick part is that this wasn't even the worst part. After he asked me to lift my sack, he goes, "All right, now turn over, bend over, put your head against the wall, spread your cheeks, and cough."
Yeah, see, this is I've never been in this.
Spread your
position.
cheeks and cough. So I had to bend over, spread my cheeks while they looked at my asshole, and I coughed.
Did they?
Same.
Did they need penetration?
No, thank God.
No. No.
Foley's like, they didn't penetrate you?
Bro, so did you say that you had to stand in the corner? Like, yeah, I didn't really pay attention. I kind of blacked out. But yeah.
You were
Same.
blacked out. So were you? Did you take?
No, like blacked out, like just in the, like when he was telling the story, I just stopped, zoned out. I'm fucking baked.
It's a real shock.
Okay. All right. So I think it's time we should finally play the clip that's I put on the computer for you guys.
Sure, let's do it.
Mind you, no one's seen it yet. So if you just take off that screensaver.
I don't know how to do this, Foley. This is your kind of stuff.
Mind you, Steve, that
There's going to be 2 clips. I need you to play the one on the right. There you go. This is
Oh
from,
man,
this is
I
from,
see. I heard about this.
this is from the last tour.
I heard about this.
Wait,
I was not on the bus for this.
oh my god.
So she went lotion.
she's a rock star.
I'm getting a little turned on. She got the. Oh man, this is like, wow.
That's exactly how I feel.
But the lotion, is so.
She's clean, guys.
Oh, I can't watch it anymore. I can't fucking watch it anymore.
The lotion's clean. What do you mean?
Oh my God, make it end. Thank God. All
It
right.
ends. That's
She's
it.
clean.
That's the clip.
I thought you told me she
Lotion
put her whole
isn't
fucking
clean.
hand in her mouth.
Just
or
moist-
something.
No. So okay,
It's
I'm
not-
just gonna
it's
give you
not
the how we got to here.
Okay.
She was, you know how girls like to come on the bus. They like to prove themselves and like say I'm better than the pack by this and that. So she's running rampant on the bus saying I have no gag reflex. So I'm like, all right, prove it.
So she grabs a bottle of lotion.
your
no,
idea?
before this, girls are just
Of course,
shoving.
it was Kilmer's idea.
Before this, girls are just shoving fingers down her throat. She's taking like 3-4 fingers down the throat. I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, I'm not going to give you any attention. Like, that's not impressive. I had nothing to do with this. I was literally just sitting there with my camera, and she grabbed the lotion on her own, fucking put it on her hand, and started fingering her own throat with lotion.
What city was this?
Charlotte.
Do you remember her name?
No, absolutely not. I think we do have a signed release from her, though. I'm pretty sure, so we can legally use
That
this.
was my.
I don't think we should anyway.
What
Yeah,
play
this
that?
is-
I love her though.
You love her?
Yeah, I mean that kind of passion and energy is
How
hard to
does
come
that-
by.
Could you think about?
I mean,
That's a whole lot of passion.
It's not necessarily for me.
Just think about
In general.
Think about eating lotion.
I respect her passion, but I'd stay 10 feet away.
I mean, lotion's pretty good, but I'm not that impressed.
You don't eat it though.
She's cool, but like I'm not that.
I think the
impressed.
point is this: we've all been around the block. It's been almost a decade of us being around the block. We've seen everything, and I think I have seen everything.
You've seen a lot.
Because when life tells me to turn left, I fucking grab my balls, spin around 3 times, and go the opposite direction. I do fucking I did whatever. So I've seen
Is that why you
everything.
keep missing the bus?
Yeah.
No, I've seen everything, and this honestly blew me away, and not in a negative way.
I've seen way worse than this.
I mean, what's so crazy about it? She put lotion.
No, this
she
is
lubric-
just as bad as that guy that was eating mayo out of the jar at that baseball game. In my opinion.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
I wasn't looking for that.
Just like
I'm so confused.
No way.
I'm just
You
so
didn't
I'm.
see that?
What's
I'm-
so bad about this? She put a little lotion on her hand.
I don't think it's a
I
little
can't
lotion,
look at
is
it without throwing up.
How much lotion?
I mean, she's simply going for the lubrication. But what's so? There's nothing like. There's
Well, but it's
nothing.
her throat.
There's nothing that.
Her mouth should already
There's
be
nothing
wet.
that crazy about what she's doing in general. Like the actual act. It's not. I thought she put her whole hand in her mouth.
I don't think lotion.
No, I think it's just the lotion.
It's the lotion. It's so gross.
Are you sure that's the whole clip?
I cut it down.
Yeah. She goes full hand and mouth. You told me this.
No, she
or
didn't.
somebody told me
But
this.
that doesn't alarm me. This alarms me. This makes me question where society's going.
It's the lotion that really fucks it up.
She's trying to earn her way on.
She did. It's outrageous. Listen, if you're grossing
She
me,
earned her way on one way or another.
if you're
It's on the
grossing me
podcast.
out, then
We're talking about her. I'm looking at her square in the eye.
bully to you. If you can gross me out, I can't be grossed out that easily.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
shocked that you're grossed out about that.
I hope when people listen to this, they fucking chime in on Instagram, Twitter, and just let me know if this grosses them out, because it fucking severely grosses me out.
I mean,
I'm not grossed out one bit. I'm turned on if
I'm not that grossed out by it, dude. You do like fucking.
I don't get how you're grossed out by that.
I do gross things. I know. I'm a gross person.
You are. So I can't believe it's that you find it that gross.
I don't think it's gross. I just think it's really weird.
John, you said you do gross stuff. What's one gross thing?
John,
that
what's
you
the
do?
grossest thing you've done?
I want to hear this.
No, John, what's the grossest thing you've done? That's a good question.
The grossest
What's the
thing.
grossest thing you've done in the last 30 days?
No. Don't put it. Don't put a timeline on it. Let's just ever.
No, it's this actually is a whole nother story, and it's not. I've told you guys this story, and
Which one?
You're not gonna think it's the grossest thing I've done, but to me, it's the grossest thing I've done in a very uncomfortable setting, in an uncomfortable situation.
What?
The
This
Skittle
is-
story?
What's that?
The Eminem Skittle story?
The bodybuilder.
No. The bodybuilder was frightening, but the
Bodybuilder could lift more than
this
all
was
four
years.
of us
This
combined.
was years ago.
Scared me, bro.
This was years ago at our first place in West Hollywood. And for people who don't know, West Hollywood is like the gay capital of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
We lived right down the street from.
If you don't know that, then figure the fuck out.
We live, and there, not,
I mean,
there's
it's
any-
not that
not that
obvious.
there's anything wrong with that.
It's not like common knowledge.
Yeah, but not. It's fine. Like I didn't care that we lived in a gay neighborhood. In fact, it was nice. It was pleasant. Anyways,
I
so
got nothing but love for him.
we were down the street from like
love
the
them.
biggest strip of gay bars, Santa Monica Boulevard, and the upside to living in that type of neighborhood is they all like to fuck each other, so their clinics are just like pristine. They're free.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking great so when I used to get tested for they call them STIs now, sexually transmitted
Infections?
infections. There you go.
Somehow that sounds worse.
It sounds worse. So I decided to go to it was an LGBT center. So it was like I was the only straight guy there, long story short. But it was a clean facility. It was free. So I was like, whatever.
Right.
I wanted to get tested. It was right down the street from my house. I walked there.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm there, I'm having a consultation with the doctor. And he's like, asking me kind of uncomfortable questions about my sexual history. And it was uncomfortable because it was coming from a very gay man. So most of the questions were like, how many times have you had anal sex in the past week? I'm like, 0. How many times have people had anal sex with you in the last week? 0. Are you like gay, straight, bi? I'm like, straight. He's like, how? They're all based around like me either getting fucked in the ass or fucking someone in the ass.
Right.
All signs pointing to no, And finally, he walked me through like how I had to administer the tests to like pee in a cup. I thought it was just going to be honestly me peeing in a cup.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brings out this Q-tip. It's about a foot long. A Q-tip that's a foot long. And
Oh, man.
he hands it over. I'm like, what is that for?
These are both pretty traumatic experiences you've been through in the last.
And he's like, this is for the rectal swab. I'm like, the rectal swab? What for? No, I didn't want to be, I didn't want to come off like a hater or like whatever. Because if this is part of their system, it's part of their system. But he told me face to face that in order to get accurate test results and for them to give me accurate test results, I had to stick a Q-tip 5 inches up my own ass and swirl it around 3 or 4 times.
You did it?
I had to do it, thank God.
That's better.
But the funniest part is that,
Sure about that?
I'm not a butthole guy.
what?
I don't like anything in, near, around.
Nothing. I'm not.
A lot of dudes are like.
You'd think I would be. You'd think I would be, and you're
You're
okay.
not?
You're okay for thinking that. I've never had anything up my ass before this in my entire life. Scout's fucking honest.
Questionable.
I
I
haven't.
think that's super questionable.
No, man. No.
Why
not,
is it questionable?
Not a girl's finger,
I
not my own
have a
finger.
story that would contradict it. I'm not going to put him on the spot.
We can talk about it after, and I'll come back on next week, and I'll be the first one to say you were right. To my knowledge, I have never had anything up my ass. To my knowledge,
That's
and
not good.
You can't
Holding you to that.
jeopardize your Scout's honor.
so I
Privileges.
honestly, this is out of a movie. You could not write this. While I'm waiting for the bathroom's right next to the waiting room. while I'm waiting for the bathroom to stick a Q-tip up my ass, I'm sitting next to two guys who are passionately making out with each other to European techno music blasting from the speakers in the waiting room.
No way.
Just, and these guys are just like fucking getting after it, just making out. And I'm like, not that there's anything wrong with that. And finally, it's my turn to go to the bathroom. I'm in there. You still hear the music. And the funniest part is that it came with instructions, the Q-tip. So like, I'm like folding it out. And this is the time we were having
like a roadmap. Like
exactly.
Early 2000s.
A roadmap to my asshole. And this is the time we were shooting our television show. So I think I put in like a group chat or.
How did you not take a video of this?
I think I texted our showrunner. I'm like, you'll never believe what I'm doing right now. And she's like, film it.
Of course. This is the first time we're hearing.
Can we get an OTF?
Have you been saving that?
So I'm literally sitting there, pants down, techno music. Love is in the air in the waiting room. I'm reading this roadmap to my butthole with a fucking 12-inch Q-tip in my hand, bent over, and honestly, it felt like inches of it went in. Probably it was in a half an inch.
Oh my god!
I had no gauge for what.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man.
This is the skinniest thing you probably could put up your asshole, and I literally, I don't think I could have got more than a half an inch in.
So what? You got what you needed to get done?
There was a little poo stain on it, so I thought that was. That was enough. People are gonna think I have the dirtiest asshole now.
Did you have to hand it back to him, like, and look him in the eye, or did you have to just like drop it somewhere?
You have to put it. You have to put it in a test tube.
There was a poo stain on it.
You have to take the Q.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You have to take the Q-tip and put it in a test tube full of like some liquid, some like I don't know, and twist it off and then just dump it in the lab, and that's it. So, anyways, if you're asking about the grossest
Blue's like
thing
hating on it. Blue's hating on your stories heavy.
No, I love it. I fucking love
This
it.
isn't necessarily like
the
the grossest thing, but it was the most uncomfortable situation I probably have been in. I think.
Yeah, I feel like you refrain from telling us a lot of stories like this.
If I can remember it, I'll tell you right now.
No, I'm saying in general. Like I should have known that. If we weren't, you just put me in the room.
Well, you know why I find for those who don't know, I find Blue, your attention, please. For those of you who don't know, I find solace in journaling. I'm writing a book about our experiences, and a lot of times when I go through something traumatic like that, I use my words and I write it down and I put it away.
That's exactly what you should be doing.
You know what I mean? So if
you're in a, you got a good philosophy. I like it. Like it's kind of the same thing musically. Like you have to experience stuff that inspires creativity almost any single chance you can, you know? So it's like you have because Kilmer does a lot of shit for the story, but it's like literally for the story. You know what I mean? Because you're writing.
Right.
That's kind of what you're trying to do. So it really does. I mean, you couldn't be it's just using the very obscure opportunity you have to go through the shit we go through. You got to utilize what you're given, and that's what you're given. So I think what I'm saying is the approach to you, like a lot of dumb shit you do, or I'll ask you about it, you'll be like, it's for the fucking story. You know what I mean? And it's
well, yeah, I mean,
it makes a lot of sense.
A writer's only as good as his experiences.
Right.
I mean, I feel like fucking Nick Carraway from The Great Gatsby. People probably don't get that reference, but he basically lived next to
I don't get it.
He basically met The Great Gatsby, and then he was a writer, and he started hanging out with The Great Gatsby. He was this rich guy.
Yeah, I know
like,
that.
Ambiguously rich. And
You're saying, okay.
And he was a writer, so he literally like just started tagging along with like this fucking crazy rich man,
right.
and like just started writing about him. So,
right.
That's kind of what I feel like.
Yeah, no.
I think we should have some fans calling.
Let me go. We need the pee break.
We'll be right back with You Never Know, You Know What I Mean, right after this urination break.
I got a question that I wanted to ask. It's been on my mind I saw this comedy. We were actually watching that Andrew Santino stand up last night. It came to mind. We had this conversation. Do you guys sleep? Do you guys sleep naked? Are you guys? I'm talking like
absolutely
ass naked.
Bi-weekly.
chance.
No.
Every other week.
Sasha, pass me the mic.
No,
We're working. It's not in our book. You don't.
I don't sleep naked. No, I've tried. My brother sleeps naked, And he said it's the greatest thing ever, and I tried, and I just can't. I feel too naked.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
It's a little weird. I feel like
Men got
sometimes
baggage.
you're
You got
cocky.
baggage.
Like my package is just not like I don't necessarily sleep like every single day. Every single day I wake up in a different position. You know, I have zero consistency and like
Yep.
I'm not a back. I'm just all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
So when I do sleep naked, I've found myself. My God, I think you walked in on me sleeping naked the other day, didn't you?
The times when I've seen you sleep naked is like where you've had.
Pause.
I mean, I walk in
It's
there.
fine, man.
I walk in there to either like wake you up because you gotta get ready for
Versace's
the
seen my
day.
dick a good amount of time
Usually
in a short period of time.
The
Like a
times
baker's
that
dozen?
I've seen him sleep naked is when he's shit house.
Yeah.
Like he had a huge party the night before.
Or I had a little
So-
something.
That's the only time I sleep.
I had a visitor.
Yeah. You want to hear the story about the weirdest thing I've seen him?
Yes.
Let it fly, baby.
So the worst thing, actually, no, I'm not gonna talk about it.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
Come on, Sasha.
So the weirdest thing,
Shot just coming from my neck early.
I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden I feel like water, like dripping on my face
In your bed?
in my bed,
Okay.
and I'm like, what the hell?
This is me? This has to do with me?
Yeah,
Well, yeah. What's above your room is
it's his room.
It's his room.
Yeah, his restroom. So then I'm like getting soaked in the face with water, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. The pipes are broke. Something's going on. I'm like, I need to check this out.
It's like
so,
the scene from Shape of Water when the woman's having sex with the fish man.
Yeah, so I'm like running around the house trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I run to Mike's room because that's what's right above my head. And then I walk in there and I hear the shower going. I was like, oh, Mike's just showering. He probably just fell asleep in the shower. And then like, water's probably dripping. I walk in there and he's sleeping in his bed. He's got a girl in there. I'm like,
Man, it's not that crazy. We jumped around a little bit. Visited the shower.
no.
Kept it rocking to the bedroom.
So what happened was he was sleeping in the bed. The girl was in the bed. All of a sudden I walk into his restroom.
Oh, it's flooded.
And the fucking shower is still running. The bathtub is still running. Dude,
The bathtub's running
The
too?
bathtub,
I was gonna say
the
that's
bathtub
what, like,
was
the shower shouldn't be an issue. The shower
No,
should
the
be able to
bathtub-
work.
Wait. How fucked up you got to be fucking around in the bathroom and then go to bed without turning the
the
faucets
bathtub
on?
was
You guys know I went through a bathtub phase.
Okay, so look.
yeah. So the bathtub was still
Here's how
on.
it probably happened. He probably went in, he turned it on, went to go let it get hot, went back into bed, probably did some shit, fell asleep.
So the shower and the
That's
bathtub,
definitely what happened.
both
yeah.
of them.
Yeah,
Well,
I was in a late night bubble bath phase.
I'm not
for-
saying it was
I had
weird, I'm
about
just saying
I had
it was
about 6 weeks of that, and it was actually a big part of my spiritual awakening.
Your bathtub.
I'm not being serious.
Your
It
bathtub
wasn't a big
said
part of
though.
my spiritual awakening,
Yeah.
but it went hand in hand with like
You got
Didn't hurt.
a good
getting
bathtub.
getting really heavy into meditating and
Yeah.
spirituality, and like I would go in there and I'd fucking clear my mind, and it was like, this is a wave. I moved on from it.
I don't think it's
That
weird.
might have been the end of it.
I don't think it's weird at
Are you
all.
a bathtub guy?
Yeah, it's
throw
a
a
vibe,
bath?
bro. You chilling there, you catch a vibe.
You got a
Sure,
bathtub?
I've been
You
doing
can
that
definitely
since I
catch a
was-
vibe.
Yeah,
My just going back to
I didn't know
sleeping.
that.
Going
I've
back.
been doing that since I was like fucking 8.
I thought you only did that when you were like sick. Or
I
something.
mean, I haven't done it in a while, but I do.
I've
I
never
always
heard
do
you
it.
rant and rave. It's something you keep a little private from the group.
I tweeted about it before. I was like, I'm a huge bathtub guy.
Do you use bubbles?
Like years ago. I have.
You,
I mean, I've been doing it since I was like fucking 5 years old. So I mean,
that's true. That's where we come from. Going back, do you sleep naked, Foley?
Only same thing. Only when I'm super fucked up.
Super fucked up.
I sleep.
Or-
I know. I consciously sleep naked. I'd say once a week. Depends what kind of vibe I'm in. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm feeling very clean. Just had a great shower. You got some skincare. You know, I'm feeling like amazing.
That's the key word.
and
clean.
it's just like a temperature thing when cold sheets. So I got sometimes you just jump right in there.
No,
It
that's
feels good.
great. The key word is clean. Now, mind you, you have white sheets, right?
I do.
I have fucking pearl white sheets,
Yeah, me too.
and I think you can guess
I feel like
based
it's a
on
bad choice for you.
based on the history of my stories, this podcast. I think you can understand why I wouldn't want to sleep on white sheets naked.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how
I
much
don't
I'm
know how
moving.
you have white
So
sheets in general.
how often are you crushing the washer and dryer room at this house?
A lot.
John showers
You must
like
be going
I
pretty
came to the
often.
conclusion I have to use wet wipes. I don't use them.
Wet wipes. I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there. The dude wipes and shit.
yeah.
And I fucked with it. I don't know why personally I haven't. It's not like it didn't become Steve. Steve, you fucking trolling me? It hasn't become like a mainstay. Like, yo, that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Steve's like, can't even get comfortable in this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something I need, but I had a good experience with him.
I got a bidet attachment.
To your toilet?
Yeah,
They
bro.
make
Wait,
attachments?
seriously?
Swear to God. I think it's called Tushy.
So you're shooting cold water into your butthole?
Dude, you know how much I shit?
You do.
Like
No, bidets are...
Bro, I saw this one.
You got a
Bidets are
horseshit
tight, though.
diet. You got a horseshit diet.
Bro, I saw this one interview with the founder of this company, and I didn't even know that it was the founder of this company when I literally she was just raving about the company. I stated these facts about how much shit just like stays in your asshole if you don't. If you just wipe if you're literally just rubbing, you're literally just rubbing
Kilmer's walking living
shit
proof
into
of
your
that.
asshole.
Dude, I'm literally wiping a brown marker.
Yeah, it's insane. So
That's all I'm doing.
I literally I didn't even know that the girl was the owner of this
butthole's-
company. I was so sold off of like the number, the percentage of shit that stays on your ass if you just wipe with tissue paper. I was like, I shit so much.
Yeah.
I was grossed out. I was like, yo, I need to get a bidet attachment.
Right.
And I bought it straight from the company. It's great. It's like $70. You should get it.
I don't know.
Bro, when we were in Hawaii, the
I'm not a
hotel that we got
huge
kicked
fan
out
of the feeling for some reason.
You got to get used to it.
Like I said, I'm not a
could get used to
butthole
it.
guy, man.
Yeah, but like
You know what I'm saying?
the idea of having
I'm
that
not-
area clean is
Dude, it's
like,
like, I just feel so clean.
man, I get it.
Are you guys on Twitter or Instagram? I mean, maybe not on Instagram. Instagram's. I was just watching Joe Rogan today. They're talking about how bad Instagram is for actual
Oh,
communication.
it's terrible.
So on Twitter, let me know if I'm not the only. You're not a butthole guy at all. No. Yeah. What's
No,
the
I'm
norm?
not.
What even is the norm? Like, because I feel like it's like 50-50. I used to think that was just
I don't know, Mike. I haven't taken a
uncharted
survey
territory.
recently.
No, I want to know.
I'm gonna hit the streets though. Excuse me, sir.
No,
Your
the
moment of
Steve,
John.
the Steve's gonna are gonna tweet us and let us know.
I feel like that's people aren't honest about that.
Team butthole or not?
I would hope people are honest about it.
Are you anti butthole or
I've
not?
definitely stuck my finger up some buttholes.
Yeah, of course.
That's
a totally
that's a
different thing.
whole different ball game.
I'm
No,
talking
someone
about
touching
my own
mine.
butthole. That's
We're talking about the recipient, not the
Steve,
administrator.
Steve, go close the door. Steve, close the door.
I mean,
Watch. Shh.
that's a
Steve,
sensitive.
close the door.
Steve, hey, shut the door.
Steve, shut the door. It depends, but
Shh. Ah, good job, buddy.
that's
Steve
some
can shut
girl
doors.
lick
Boy.
it, and it wasn't too well.
She licked your butthole?
Well, the
Yeah, no,
first
I've
time
had-
I ever got my butthole licked, I was like, what's going on here?
That's
I was
different.
like, stop
That's
right
different.
away.
Can I,
You know, I mean, I'm not.
Can I say
I've had my
something?
butthole licked. I wasn't mad.
Wait, no. Foley's challenging me. I know what he's challenging me about. All I'm gonna say is that rim jobs do not count.
Yeah.
You're telling me she didn't stick a finger up there?
No. Rim jobs don't count.
No, fingers
There's
and
no
licking at the
insertion.
same fucking
You're not
time.
breaking the barrier, man. It's just you're flirting with the outside, but you're not breaking the
I just
barrier.
had this thought right now. My mom's definitely gonna watch this.
Sorry, man.
Sorry.
My
So, Mom,
name-
when you see us all sitting in this setting, don't watch these.
my mom's name's Mary too. So sorry, other Mary. Let's get to some fan questions. What do you think?
I'm a grown man, Mary.
What do you think, Steve?
Let's do it.
All right, so we have like a couple fans that
Are they calling in?
yeah, they're gonna call in. I've never done this before,
Steve, you got something to say?
but I don't even know what they're. I hope they don't ask anything stupid.
You never know.
They're gonna ask something.
You really just never know.
You have to think about that.
Hi, is this Alex?
Yeah, it is.
Alex, hi, you're on the air.
What's up, boys?
This is
What's
Jon
up, Steve?
Kilmer. We knew you had a question for us. We want to know what it is, and we want to answer it for you.
Cool. So, just you and Mike on right now?
The whole crew's here, man.
The whole crew, awesome. Yeah. So, like, you
No
all can
pressure.
go from this. No, you're good. You all can go from this. Like, something I think about. I know Mike says, in his music all the time, and just the way he's evolved, and everyone kind of evolves. So, what would you kind of tell your 18, 20, 25-year-old self, through what you've learned in your career, I guess?
That's up. Want to throw the phone over here, or should we just tell him I'm talking?
Yeah, can you hear Mike right now? Mike, say something.
No, I can't.
Steve, so this isn't gonna just toss it over here. Toss
Toss
it
it
over.
over.
That was actually a great grab. Is this Steve?
Yeah, it's Steve. How's it going?
What's up, buddy? It's Big Steve, Big Papa Steve. Yeah, so we're idiots and haven't worked out the actual logistics of this, so we're actually just on a cell phone. Like, it's not like you're talking and we're all listening in headphones. You know what I mean? So just bear with us, Stevie Daniels.
Put it right up against.
But no, it's a good question. I would say honestly, it's the biggest thing that's been a biggest part of my evolution. I think that I'm most proud of has been the most recent one, and it's kind of diving back more into like. Not that I was egotistical in any way towards other people so much. It was just I definitely was, for the most part, up until I was 25, 26, the ego of like caring about what other people thought, even if it's just people around me, you know what I mean? Or if it's just kind of the understanding that like I was making a lot of my decisions more for my ego, you know, and not necessarily like just the purity of being alive and being in the moment, and a lot of this shit, like I kind of preach to myself. Like these are things that I'm learning about, and when it strikes a chord, someone else is calling. Fuck.
Let's ignore it.
I gotta the hotlines are hot, Steve. So what do I do? Decline?
Just decline, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not tech savvy at all. No, recently I would say kind of the biggest takeaway from trying to eliminate your ego is it's really all about taking care. It's the biggest thing is trying to be truest to yourself. Like if you're being completely yourself, I think that's mainly why this worked for me. I wasn't the greatest musician, and I had no fucking idea what I was doing, but I think the Steves, you know, are the people who listen and people who follow along were rooting for us because they could feel that we were just being ourselves. You know what I mean? And not necessarily, I wasn't consciously making that decision. You know, I wasn't really thinking about it like that then, but looking back on it now, given what I've been, you know, focusing on, it's clear that like, you know, when you're trying to be authentic to yourself and you start making yourself proud, that's when other people become proud because you're doing things. You're making headway, and you're you know, working towards your goals and all that shit, you know. But even when it's just about relationships or anything, like the truest you could be to yourself, that's really when like shit starts to flow and life becomes easier and life becomes more, I don't know, I would say life becomes just a whole different thing when you're constantly kind of making decisions to make yourself proud and be as true to yourself as you can. So I've had many times where I got off track, you know, but most recently I kind of had a real dive in on this and dove back into what I needed to do to feel better and feel like myself, you know. And it was really that. It was just realizing I gotta fuck my ego and just be truest to myself and just keep it 100 with myself, you know. And that's the biggest thing. Find the shit that makes you excited and makes you happy. Who gives a fuck if anyone around you feels the same? You know what I mean? The right people, like if you're doing that and you're doing it well, like the right people will be attracted to you. You'll start, you know, you'll have better friends, better circles, all that shit. That's my answer.
Wow. Wow, what an answer.
But hey, where are you from? Where are you from?
That was insane.
I'm in Florida now. I'm originally from Buffalo.
Okay. Have you been to a show?
Yeah, I've seen probably like 8 now. I saw you in Cuse and in San Fran last year.
I love that.
I wanna know Blue's answer.
Yeah, I want to know.
Hand the phone to Blue.
I do too.
Give the phone to Blue.
Blue's dialed out. I hear it's Blue.
Blue. Just tell him what you would say to your 18-year-old self if you were looking.
Oh yeah, this is good. Use the mic.
Talking about it into the microphone.
I would tell him look at in 10 years and do exactly what he did, and just, you know, just do the same thing.
What?
I love it.
I'm saying I don't regret anything. You know, I would do exactly what I did. You know,
Right, but what did you do?
Learning,
articulate what you did. You basically just jumped for it.
Just
like
your experiences, man. Just get as many experiences as you possibly can, and just keep going. You know what I mean? Like that. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You learn from your experiences, and you know.
Yeah, and also Blue.
So
Blue,
yo, fuck up too. Fuck up as much as you can, and then learn from that, and just keep going.
Yeah. Blue really did. A lot of people hated on Blue from home because, you know, he didn't necessarily have a role. I wasn't necessarily pop. You know, we had no idea if I was going to become popular.
I love you.
He's still going to be able to listen. We had no idea we were going to become popular. But Blue just jumped for it. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't really look back at all. He just came, he rode with me the whole time. That's why it really is. It's a crazy thing because most people don't really jump reckless abandonment, like just like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? That's a quality, that's a trait. That's why you're here. And that's actually, there's a lot you can learn just through the experience, even if it did fail.
Well, even if you gotta fail, man. Yeah. If you don't fail, then everyone's still like, I'm still failing every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That's a fact.
That's true. Well, Alex, thanks very much for your call. We got another. Yeah, thanks for calling. We got someone else on the line here. Hi, is this Jonathan?
Yes, this is.
Jonathan, this is Jonathan Kilmer. You're on the air.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's come to my attention you have a question for us.
Yes. So how do you tell a girl that you're fuck buddies with that you don't want anything more than just a fucker?
You gotta.
I have a few questions first. This is obviously a personal question. Am I right?
Yeah.
You're not asking for a friend?
And if I'm just going to take a shot in the dark, but how old are you? Like 21, 22?
24.
24. Okay. Yeah. Now, if I would have to. I'm going to take the reins on this one. I'm gonna say a stand-up guy would come out and just be completely honest and not lead anyone on in the wrong direction. And I can't honestly say I've ever done that. if we're speaking truths here. So
it depends.
Well, listen, I think this is better for the Studmeisters to answer this one. So I'm going to hand the phone to him, all right?
What's up, Steve-O?
What's up, Stevie?
What's up, bro? Where you at? Where you from?
Tacoma, Washington.
All right. Way up there. Way up there.
Oh, yeah. I came to your Seattle show and your Portland show.
Fire. You have a good time?
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, Steve.
That was a good time.
I got way too fucked up, but yeah.
That's what normally happens. That's what we're trying to do, baby.
Oh, yeah. You never know.
Ever. So the question, I got a question. Is she really hot? Are you enjoying?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. But I don't want to be committed right now, man.
So that was my second question. Is it simply just you're just not trying, you don't have the time, you're not trying to be in a relationship?
Yeah, I work too much, man, and I feel like if I get in a fucking relationship,
dude, so the obvious answer, it's don't listen to Kilmer at all. Dude, you tell that to her, she'll be disappointed, but she'll actually be a little turned on. Cause she's gonna be like, all right, that's pretty fucking, especially if you say, you lead off with, I've been having an amazing time with you. I think you're sexy, blah, blah, blah. We had a great little vibe. It's with that news, it's disappointing to have to tell you, you know what I mean? Basically, like, I have to be focused on what I work so much. this is an important part of my life, blah, blah, blah. I would love to reconnect. If it's meant to be, we will reconnect later on type shit. Obviously, you say it the way you say it and whatever, you know, your dialogue is with her, but that's going to be, bro, she's going to be like, all right, that guy's the fucking man. You know, like even if she's butthurt about it for fucking a month, you know, like you bump into her when you see her back in town and you're crushing at your job and you're in a different place and it might be the vibe then. You know what I mean?
Is she Asian? Ask if she's Asian.
No, I agree. I don't want to fucking I'm kind of a nice guy.
Yeah.
I still have my Steve ways, but you know, I just don't want to.
It's no longer. We've kind of always it's always been about being cool and nice to the women that love us.
Yeah.
Even
Asian?
if they just love us for the night, you know what I mean? That's a common understanding, but it's like
the girl Asian?
We have so much. Kilmer keeps asking if she's Asian. I don't know why he wants to know that.
Oh my God, no.
No, she's not.
I mean, I have a couple times, but
yeah. Hey.
Never mind.
Hey. Revisit.
You don't want
use this downtime to maybe reconnect with an Asian. I've had multiple incredible experiences with Asians.
Dude, tight as shit, dude.
And he said tight as shit. No, but like I'm talking even emotionally. The culture, like they're just very caring. They
Asians
take care of the man.
Asians are tight.
They get them, you know. You get a great nut. Get a great nut off, and then she'll give you a massage. She gives you a massage as you drift off into sleep. It's the best. Anyway.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay for it.
I think that only happens at Lily's.
You don't have to pay for it. Sometimes you do have to pay for it. Blue.
Usually you gotta pay for it.
What was just his? What was I just in the middle of saying though? I was when I asked if she was Asian. What was I just saying?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. It's no longer like we were never on the vibe of like being. You don't want to be the bad guy. Like if you're keeping it, obviously, like sometimes I get it. We're in different situations than, you know, if you're in a town, you're seeing these girls, you have the, you know, friends around town, blah, blah, blah. We're obviously we have an outlier situation because we're on tour and it's, you know, fans and all that type of shit. But you have to be, it's never been the vibe to like completely mislead. Sometimes you do that shit, you're fucked up and you know, it's whatever. But like, it's all about karma too. It'll be bad vibes. It'll be bad vibes if you're fucking over people. Sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I would just keep it a buck with her, bro. She's gonna love it. And at the end of the day, if you got shit to go do, like if you stayed in a relationship with her, say you're like, all right, fuck it. I might never find a girl like this. And this is what happens to a lot of dudes. This is what happens to a lot of people in real life, and that's why they're unhappy. And you see unhappy marriages, and you see discontent towards the parents to the kids because the parents, they're taking it out on the kids because they never got to go do the things they wanted to do because they were locked in having kids. They had to do the 9 to 5 to fucking, you know, put food on the table, etc. That shit all happened. So what I'm saying is, if you actually like were to stay and just settle down with her because you fucked with her heavy, but your soul would be like, yo, I wanted to go do this. I wanted to go work. I wanted to make money. I wanted to become successful on my own first. You'll never really be in a perfect vibe with that girl because you'll always have like a little bit of bitterness about it because it's kind of what took you from what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, for sure. So I have another question for you then.
What do you got?
So what, like, I'm kind of scared to, like, you know, make that commitment because I've done that before and been fucked over, you know, and here's a fucking year of my life wasted away working with boys, you know, drinking and this and that. So what's your advice for that, for being scared?
Yeah. I mean, I just think if you do anything out of, like, this is all shit I've been, like, studying a lot and learning about a lot recently. Fear is the worst possible thing to listen to. You have to, like, nothing that, like, if you don't ever face the fears, like, you're never going to excite yourself. You're never going to ever exceed those comfort zone goals. Like, you have to, when you have a fear of something, like, it can never actually affect your decision on it. You know what I mean? Like, and bro, you have to look at relationships differently. I looked at it like that, you know, like wasting time. You know, I had so much of my time was wasted. Like, bro, you learn so much through those times that, like, and that's really what I'm trying to preach, or what we're all trying to do in this house. We're all kind of on the same wave of, like, just trying to correct ourselves, you know? But, like, either way, bro, you just have to let shit fly. You have to, no matter what in life, like, even the bad experiences are really valuable, bro. They really are. Like, it really is. A lot of my worst experiences ended up being my best experiences. If you, and, like, I think that's a big, like, cheat code to shit in general, bro. Because then, think about it. You're not necessarily, if you're in a bad vibe because some bad shit happened and you're carrying all those bad vibes around, you're not going to attract any cool shit. Like, the bitch that you want at the bar isn't going to be into you because you look like you're in a fucking horseshit place. You know what I mean? Like, or your bad vibes, or, you know, the trust that you lost, you might miss out on the right person because you're like, you know, I'm not even trying to trust nobody, you know? So it's just like, you have to be able to just, like, if you can look at each experience and be like, oh shit, fuck it. I'm not gonna, you know, this sucked, but I know it happened for a reason. If put yourself in a better vibe, the faster you can put yourself in a good place, the faster good shit's gonna happen, the faster you can move on. And that's what I had to learn that shit, bro. Like, that was the same experience. Like, I looked at it the same way you said. I looked at it like it was a waste, and then you're carrying around a horseshit vibe, bro. No good shit's gonna happen, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you fuck with somebody, just go rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll.
Hell yeah, Stevie.
All right?
All
right, buddy. We'll talk soon. Yes, sir. Over
Steve,
and out.
She's gonna hear this tonight, so you better tell her soon. she's gonna this is coming out tonight. You better tell her soon, Steve.
I think that's a tune we can all dance to.
It sure is.
Just be honest with her, right?
Well, I think on
How's
that
our
note,
time?
We're doing well. But I think on that note, we can. Does anyone have any closing statements they'd like to offer?
No.
Blue. Dago.
I got nothing.
I think this is exactly what we should do. We should come down here and just chop it up about whatever. Talk with fans every day. This is really like a cool way of directly reaching out to people.
That's true. I was gonna say if that guy was seeing an Asian chick, he was fucked.
Why?
I don't know. I think they very much like commitment.
I don't at the massage spot down the street says different.
It sure does.
He was about to spew that monologue that you just told him to say, and she'd fucking lay the hammer down fast.
You think?
I think so.
I'm not really exactly sure what you're saying. You're saying that the Asian.
I thought.
Do you know what he's saying?
It's really going over my
Asians?
head. Is it still on?
Sure
I feel like Asians love commitment.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Asians love commitment.
So,
for the night,
so she might not go for it. You're saying, of course.
Yeah.
But, look.
He sounded like a great guy.
You're gonna have to tell. I'm gonna give him the facts. You're gonna have to, in different situations, you might have to fib, tell a little white lie here and there. Look, I've done it a million times. I'm not talking from a place of like superiority. I'm talking about the shit that I've learned.
Yep.
And organically, we never did mistreat it. That's why nobody has negative shit. No girls have negative shit to say about us.
All I gotta say is everyone in this room survived the Me Too movement.
Exactly.
Watch touring's boring,
bro.
And then think about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Think
because,
about
bro, we treated them they come and they have a good time, and we're not treating them like every rapper would be like, yo, suck my dick, or get out, go suck my boy's dick, get out. Like, I see that shit everywhere. I'm like, dude, you're fucking nut. Like, I never had that in me though.
Yeah.
I never had that in me. That's why I feel good about myself, mainly as a person. Like, I did a lot of shit, towards guys. I used to try to fight and just be an ass, a bunch of shit that was not good, but towards women, girls, I never even when I was just a baseball, I would never I've done bad shit, but I would never just mistreat them in a way personally, acting better than them.
Dan Bilzerian just had a tweet about this. I saw you retweeted it.
Yeah, I retweeted it.
What did he say?
He said, you're insecure about yourself if you mistreat a girl after you have sex with her.
Boom. Done. Right there.
It's true.
It's true.
Because I know I just had a great experience. I know she had a good experience. and we're probably going to have, you know what I mean? There's a chance for more with every girl. But there's never conversations I'll never be like, yeah, I'm going to date you. Never, ever, for the people listening, use this, this is going to still be the You Never Know podcast, obviously, but holler at us on socials and shit. Just shit you want to hear us chop it up about, or even just whatever. If your story's funny, hit us on it, because we see that stuff. If I don't, maybe I won't, but one of these guys will for sure. So it'll be a good way for you guys to get engaged, and then also definitely if you send us something good, we'll probably give you a call. We're gonna do calls every time.
We're gonna do calls every time.
Yeah. So that's the way of going forward. Let's do it. Let's end it on this.
I'm gonna absolutely slay this.
Yeah. You ready?
That was a horse shit. Yeah.
Majestic.
Wow.
We're over and we're out.
And we're out.